Well, welcome to this historic and long-awaited day when the Albertus Magnus College community welcomes the 14th president of the college. From its humble beginnings as a women's college in 1925, Albertus has been blessed with the vision of strong leadership, beginning with our founders, Mother Stephanie Moen and her council, to its first president, Sister Dolorita Carton, and her successors, and especially Dr. Julia McNamara, whose presidency was marked by adaptation and innovation as the educational needs of students changed over the years. Today, we begin a new part of the Albertus story of vision and leadership under a new president. And I might add, today we welcome someone coming from a Jesuit institution who is soon to become an itinerant Dominican. It is my pleasure to welcome Jean Dennison, Chair of the Board of Trustees and Chair of the Search Committee, to introduce our new president. Jean Dennison received a Bachelor of Arts degree from Albertus Magnus College and a master's degree in business administration from the University of Connecticut. She has also had educational training at Farley Dickinson University and Cornell University. Jean has had an extensive career in human resources, both in the United States and internationally. Now as chair of the Board of Trustees, Jean has been able to use these experiences, along with the wonderful backgrounds and experiences of our other trustees, in promoting the mission and initiatives of Albertus Magnus College. Jean, welcome.
Good afternoon. It's really lovely to see everyone here today. Thank you, Sister Ann. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Albertus community, it is my pleasure to add my welcome and to give thanks to our students, faculty, staff, and guests who are in attendance, and to welcome those who are watching via live stream. I want to start by taking a moment to give thanks to our members of the Board of Trustees who are here with us today. I'm going to speak first on behalf of the Search Committee. I want to thank you for entrusting us with the important work of the presidential search, for your confidence in our judgment, and for your endorsement of our recommendation. You continually undertake your commitment of service to the college wholeheartedly, mindfully, and your support has been, and will continue to be invaluable. Thank you. This is indeed a historic day for Albertus. For more than 34 years, we were blessed by the extraordinary service, leadership, and commitment of Dr. Julia McNamara. And again, over this past year of transition, by the selfless dedication of Sister Ann Kilbride. Dr. McNamara, Sister Ann, you have our heartfelt thanks and our lasting gratitude. Thank you very much. Today's announcement would not be possible without the hard work and dedication of the Presidential Search Committee. The committee, whose members were selected to represent all areas of the college, was composed of administrators, faculty, students, trustees, and alumni. They worked tirelessly to conduct intensive interviews with many candidates, each highly qualified and passionate about the Albertus mission, heritage, and our liberal arts traditions. The committee shared their individual and collective wisdom that informed our discussions and decision-making. As true ambassadors for the college, their thoughtful deliberations were imbued with excitement and shared optimism about Albertus and its future. And I think it's contagious because I think we feel that excitement right here, right now. The search committee is gathered here, and I ask them to stand so they can be recognized for their commitment to this important work. Come on, I know where to go. It has been my great privilege to work with all of you in this capacity. In addition to the search committee, I'd like to thank our partners at Storbeck Pimentel, who so ably assisted us in identifying a diverse and strong pool of candidates who were attracted to our particular mission. The committee's determined work was guided by the aim of identifying someone who, building on the achievements of Dr. McNamara, will advance the mission of Albertus. We sought an inspired leader, a proven administrator, and a creative and strategic thinker. We searched for someone who embraces the values we live each day and who inspire us as we advance into a new era. I'm delighted to report that the search committee was unanimous in their recommendation for the presidential candidate who fulfills our search criteria and who brings the personal attributes and aspirations that are so vital for success. It was with great dedication to the committee, it was with great dedication that the committee fulfilled its charge to recommend to the Board of Trustees the best qualified candidate to serve as the president of Albertus Magnus College. Embracing the unanimous recommendation of the Presidential Search Committee, the Board of Trustees unanimously elected our next president. So today, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I have the privilege to introduce you to the 14th president of Albertus Magnus College, Dr. Marc M. Camille. Dr. Camille's family and several of his friends. His father, Milton Camille, and his stepmother, Mrs. Jody Camille, and friends, Dr. Rebecca Brogan, Ms. Linda Berry, and Mr. Bruce Reckworth. Welcome. And Mr. and Mrs. Camille, it's a proud moment for your family. Congratulations to you on Marc's appointment as president, and we're delighted to welcome you and your friends to the campus. Now, we'll hear from Dr. Camille in a minute, but first I want to tell you a bit about him. Raised in Port Smith, New Hampshire, Dr. Camille is the father of 2 children, a daughter Katie and a son Ryan. He currently serves as the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Communications at Loyola University, Maryland, a position he has held since 2006. There he leads the offices of undergraduate and graduate admissions, financial aid, institutional research, and university marketing and communications. Now I'm going to speak a little enrollment management speak. Under Dr. Camille's leadership at Loyola, first-year class applications increased more than 75%. The acceptance rate has decreased, the yield rate has increased, and the first-year class size increased by more than 20%. First generation, Pell Grant recipient, and student of color enrollments more than doubled. And Loyola's financial aid discount rate remained below national and competitor benchmarks. Dr. Camille came to Loyola after serving as Dean of Admissions and Financial Aid at Xavier University in Ohio. And earlier in his career, he worked at both the University of Miami in Florida and Mount Ida College in Massachusetts. In addition to his enrollment management and marketing expertise, Dr. Camille's 28-year career includes mission-driven leadership experiences such as chairing the institution-wide strategic planning initiative, leading annual and long-term enrollment and revenue forecast planning, conducting market research for new academic program development, chairing executive-level searches in academic affairs and intercollegiate athletics, serving on the capital campaign, and serving as an institutional reaccreditation peer evaluator for the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. The author of Ethics and Strategic Enrollment Management and the Jossie Bass Handbook of Strategic Enrollment Management, Dr. Camille is a frequent and sought-after speaker at national enrollment management, marketing, and business officer conferences. A graduate of liberal arts education, Dr. Camille earned his bachelor degrees in English from Rollins College, his master's degree in liberal studies from the University of Miami, and his doctorate in higher education management from the University of Pennsylvania, where his doctoral dissertation examined the relationship between institutional religious affiliation and college students' achievements. Dr. Camille's compelling articulation of his personal connection to our rich history, Catholic values, and Dominican charism resonated deeply with the Search Committee and the Board of Trustees. He has demonstrated strong leadership throughout his career at private and Catholic institutions, merging his commitment to the liberal arts tradition with the discipline of vision and administrative expertise. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Please help me welcome to the stage the next president of Albertus Magnus College, Dr. Marc Camille.
Good afternoon. I am not sure I can speak more eloquently than you just did, Jean, and I thank you for the very kind comments. I am really thrilled and excited to be with you today. As I thought this morning about what I might share with you, after being newly introduced, someone for whom most of you are meeting for the first time, your community on the cusp of new presidential leadership, it struck me that today is March 20th, the first day of spring. I could simply say, hope springs eternal. And if you grew up, as I did, in the Boston area, as a baseball player or a fan of the game, you heard that phrase every spring. Because, recall, in the 1970s, in the 1980s, let's just say the Red Sox did not win great World Series championships as they do now frequently. So yes, hope does spring eternal. But I believe something more may be at play than this simply being the first day of spring. With the onset of spring, the vernal equinox occurs, and the daylight will soon be longer than the nighttime hours. The arrival of spring represents a new beginning, a renewal of life. We become hopeful. In New England, the snow typically begins to melt, last week's snowstorm aside. But the sun begins to warm us, and the buds and blossoms of trees and flowers appear. We're excited and we're energized, and we have renewed vigor for the future. Albertus Magnus, as a Catholic college, has St. Dominic, St. Albert the Great, St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Catherine of Siena, and all of the Dominican sisters watching over the college. I can't help but think this event happening on this day, the first day of spring, is more than just coincidence. So I'll turn to some words of thanks and recognition, and I have to begin with you, Jean. To you, your colleagues on the search committee, which included undeniably dedicated faculty, administrators, staff, and a student, and to the many members of the trustees with whom I've had the pleasure of meeting, including Ray Peach, who I'm quickly learning is an icon in the New Haven area. But at every meeting I had with all of you, with every interaction, your commitment to Albertus Magnus, your support for and belief in its mission, and your enthusiasm for identifying the right person to lead this college into the future was palpable. You all served the college in this presidential search with grace, and not surprisingly, in my opinion, you made the right decision. In all seriousness, I thank each of you. And Jean, I am looking forward to working closely with you and your colleagues on the board for many, many years to come. Sister Ann Kilbride, who in the college's time and need for interim presidential leadership, you selflessly and with grace agreed to take the helm. And you have ably guided the Albertus community this year. I too, as did Jean previously, offer you sincere thanks for all that you have done and continue to do. Thank you. Dr. Julia McNamara, I will come back to you in a moment. But to all of you within the Albertus Magnus community, the students, the faculty, the staff, alumni, and friends of the college, as Jean just shared, this presidential search process has been a journey spanning more than a year. I am excited to stand before you as that journey concludes, and as we prepare to embark upon a new journey that we will share together. I cannot wait to get to know the Albertus Magnus community and family and friends of the college. Speaking of family and friends, today, as Jean mentioned, joining me are my father Milton, my stepmother Jody, and some very dear friends, Bruce, Melinda, and Becky. My mother, Linda, and my stepfather Tony spend the winter months in Florida, and they're unable to make the trip to be here today. As Jean mentioned, this event is being live streamed. And although I cannot claim that my mother is completely comfortable with modern day technology, in the off chance that she was able to correctly open the link to view this live, I will say, hello, Mom, I miss you. My children, Katie and Ryan, also are not here today because of school commitments, and I could not argue with that, of course. However, based on the cost of their iPhone and iPad data usage, I am fully confident they are capable of watching this technology, and so I also say hello to them, my loves. I also have to say thanks to Father Brian Linane, the president of Loyola University, Maryland. 11 years ago, he showed faith in me and gave me an opportunity to join his cabinet. And during my years at Loyola, my discernment around presidential leadership and certainly my skills and competencies have been further developed, and I will always be grateful to him for the opportunity that he gave me. My parents, my family, and my friends have shaped my life from the moment I was born, and they continue to do so today. They've supported me, they've guided me, encouraged me. They've rewarded me, they've reminded me, and on occasion, when necessary, they've reprimanded me. I will always be grateful for their presence in my life, and I have to say, I am filled with happiness to be moving closer to family and friends and look forward to being able to spend more time together. I am honored and I am humbled to be elected Albertus Magnus College's 14th president. When I begin this summer, I will proudly and respectfully stand on the shoulders of the college's inspiring history and the 13 presidents who have previously served. I should note it's been brought to my attention that I am the second male president in the college's now 92-year history. Dr. Francis Horn served as president from 1971 to 1974. I, of course, do not yet know what my legacy will be, but I figure if I set an early achievable goal, my hope is to minimally be the longest serving male president in Albertus history. And speaking of long serving, I come back to Dr. McNamara. I am privileged to be in your presence among so many of your colleagues and your friends. For 34 years, you led and served this institution. Working in any single job for more than 3 decades is noteworthy. Leading a college for 34 years is equally rare and remarkable, admirable and amazing. Your impact on the college and this community is permanent and profound. Each and every member of the Albertus Magnus community, and indeed I, am sure that all community members of the New Haven area and friends of the college owe you a debt of gratitude. I accept this responsibility to serve as president with great seriousness and will do all I can to build on the legacy of engaged leadership that you and your predecessors established. I thank you. When asked what attracted me to Albertus Magnus College and this presidency, it is easy for me to get on a roll. The answers come quickly and they come freely. I am drawn to the college's distinctive Catholic Dominican mission and its student-centered focus. Alberta's history of offering innovative liberal arts and professionally focused undergraduate and graduate programs in a values-based community aligns with my personal and professional passions and experiences. In this country, there is an ongoing attack on liberal arts education, questioning its value and relevancy. To the contrary, there has never been a stronger need for the values and benefits of a liberal arts-based education. The days of having a single job for a career are long behind us. And inevitably, those in the workforce face changing skill set and competency demands. The world in which we live and work, ever shrinking, evolving and exploding with new knowledge and challenges, requires an employee workforce that, yes, has discipline-specific skills and knowledge. However, of equal if not more importance, it also requires, and evidence suggests, rewards those with critical thinking, problem-solving, written and verbal communication skills that are nimble and adaptable to the workforce change. In addition to those essential liberal arts developed skills, the world of today needs a workforce with values, personal character, and a guiding moral compass that are the tenets in an Albertus Magnus College education. Today's ever-changing global society needs the type of education offered at Albertus Magnus College. You see, I started to get on a roll. For now, I will simply say that in the years ahead, I look forward to talking about and advocating for the value and benefits of an Albertus Magnus College education. There definitely is more to come from me on this subject. And speaking of the future, I'll first hark back to the past. From its founding in 1925, Albertus Magnus College has existed to impact, to educate, and transform students, to instill in students not only knowledge in the liberal arts and sciences and professional disciplines, but to develop in them the values and personal character that will guide them after college and throughout their lives. Today, that mission is unwavering and inspires all of us in the Albertus Magnus community. As a community, we will move boldly forward. We will be dedicated to deeper fulfillment of our Catholic Dominican mission, to an even stronger, more vibrant institution, and to the achievement of greater excellence in all that we do. When I arrive on campus this summer, I will begin with a commitment to getting to know the college and its community members. I will welcome opportunities to meet you, to listen to your stories, to educate myself and inform my leadership, and to start developing my own compelling Albertus Magnus College stories. Yes, I'm blessed to have been selected to serve as your next president. And today, I stand ready to serve as your leader. And as I do, I will serve alongside you and on your behalf. I could not be more humbled, honored, or excited to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Camille. I know I speak for the entire Albertus community when I say we look forward to getting to know you better and to working with you as you shape the future of the college. Congratulations again. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Sister Patricia Tuhill, the prioress of the Dominican Sisters of Peace and a trustee of the college for many years. Sister Pat, welcome.
Thank you, Jean. It is my most sincere pleasure on behalf of the Dominican Sisters of Peace, who founded and continue to sponsor Albertus Magnus College, to join the many voices who today say to you, welcome, welcome, welcome. We look forward to working with you, Dr. Camille, and to supporting your mission-driven leadership that will ensure that Albertus Magnus College remains steadfast in its vocation to provide education to women and men that promotes the search for truth in all of its dimensions and is practical in its applications. Our students here in all of our programs have a strong sense of community. They see the value of becoming lifelong learners, and they desire to serve our global society. We are confident that through your leadership and example, our students will be empowered to follow their dreams, to be ethical and effective leaders in this 21st century, grounded in the pursuit of truth, justice, and peace. So count on the prayers of your Dominican Sisters of Peace, sisters and associates in mission, and once again, bienvenido, bienvenue, welcome.
Thank you, Sister Pat. And thanks to the sisters of the congregation who join us today on campus and from afar in Columbus, Ohio, enjoying the event via live stream. With us in spirit. Now please help me welcome our representatives from the Student Government Association, which is the oldest student organization on campus. Joining me today is Janet Rios, class of 2018, and Zeta Velasco, class of 2017. I'd like to invite Dr. Camille back to stage as well.
I'm actually graduating in 2019, so he has to stick with me for 2 more years. Sorry about that. But good afternoon. My name is Janet Rios, and with me is Zeta Velasco. We both represent Albertus Magnus College's Student Government Association. Dr. Camille, on behalf of the Student Government Association, the full-time day, and the professional and graduate students, it is our distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to Albertus. As the student body representatives, we look forward to working with you. We assure you that you can count on the support of the Student Government Association and all of the other student clubs as well. Together, we want your transition here at Albertus to be a wonderful, enjoyable, and fulfilling experience. At this time, we'd like to present you with a gift from the
Well done, ladies. Thank you, Janet and Zeta. I'm sure Dr. Camille appreciates the addition to his wardrobe. And we'll be putting the Falcon Blue, the Falcon Gray, the Falcon Dark Gray T-shirts to use very soon. Now I'd like to ask Dr. McNamara and Sister Ann to join Dr. Camille on stage.
Before we conclude our program, and all of you have an opportunity to meet Dr. Camille and speak with him and enjoy some refreshments, Dr. McNamara and I want to offer a blessing on Dr. Camille as he prepares to assume the position of President of Albertus Magnus College. St. Catherine of Siena was a famous Dominican and leader in her own time. Even though St. Catherine was illiterate as a child, she left behind her writings, namely prayers, letters, and the dialogue. Her conversations with God and God's conversations with her. Catherine's ministry of leadership was unusual for her time, when women did not play a prominent role in church or society. Yet others, including popes, bishops, and civic leaders, heeded the words of Catherine. Her ministry was marked by courage, leadership, and compassion. Our blessing for Dr. Camille today is adapted from St. Catherine's dialogue. Dr. McNamara will impart this blessing on Dr. Camille, and then I will invite all of you to stand as we recite together the Dominican blessing upon Dr. Camille. This ancient blessing goes back to the founding of the Dominican order 800 years ago. The words are on the back of your program. As Dr. McNamara offers the blessing for Dr. Camille, please note that the I refers to God speaking, and the you refers to Catherine receiving these words from God. Today, as we welcome Dr. Camille to the Dominican family here at Albertus, the you is extended to Dr. Camille with our prayerful hopes that he will enjoy and be accompanied by all of us as he assumes the Dominican presidency at the college. Dr. McNamara.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, God speaks. I gave you eyes to look at the beauty of creation. I gave you ears to listen to me and to pay attention to the needs of your neighbors. I gave you a tongue to proclaim my word. I gave you hands to serve your neighbors in their need. I gave you feet to carry you to places that are holy and useful to you and your neighbor, for the glory and praise of God.
Please stand now and join together in saying the Dominican blessing over Dr. Camille. May God, Creator, bless you. May God, Redeemer, heal you. And may God, the Holy Spirit, fill you with light. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. McNamara. That was really a very beautiful blessing, and as always, the Dominican blessing fills us with joy. so we've just witnessed the blessing. But I can't help but observe the continuum of leadership. President Emerita McNamara, President Sister Ann Kilbride, President-elect Dr. Marc Camille. Each of these leaders is connected, like their predecessors, by the gifts of the many talents they share with the Albertus community. They serve our college by respecting our past and having the future to lead us toward a new future. On June 30th, 2017, Dr. Camille will become the 14th president of Albertus Magnus College. He joins a group of distinguished leaders who have served as president of this historic New Haven institution. Let us give him another round of applause. Before we conclude our formal program, I want to thank all of you, the members of the Albertus community, for your engagement throughout this search. You attended our listening sessions, you shared your feedback, and are here today with enthusiastic support for our new president. This search process has been a communal experience as we relied on the professional and conscientious support of all areas of the campus. Our facilities team, our food services group, our IT and security teams, and members of the administrative council. They have all contributed in ways great and small. And I want to give a special thanks to Lynn Hennessy of the Office of the President for all of her contributions, too numerous to name. Thank you very much. Now, please come up and welcome Dr. Camille